Cherry Red Records' latest compilation moving away from the Pulsebeat, post-punk Britain 1977 to 1981 is a 105-track, 5 CD that advertises a compendium of familiar names, underground oddities and freshly excavated nuggets. Selling points to be sure. But let's get down to the music. The compilation zeroes in on bands who arrived in the combustible days during and following the initial anti-establishment charge of punk, which revolutionized the way music was created. While the period produced a glut of still relevant icons, The Clash, Susie and the Banshees, The Cure, The Jam, plenty of their contemporaries burned brightly for a moment and then disappeared, washing their hair, removing the nose pins and maybe leaving behind some good tunes. What comes through loud and clear on this compilation are not only the recognizable names, Ultravox, Ecstasy, Sisters of Mercy, but the lesser-known bands and the gems created from cult heroes. One-hit wonders and several all but forgotten who produced a pretty hefty concoction of grit, fizz and buzz. Glaxo Baby's Stay Awake hooks you with its doom and gloom cadence and the campy twang of the guitar. The Raincoats' adventures close to home is a minimalist, experimental jaunt with a slightly Japanese-inspired backbeat that clocks in just under 2 minutes. The compilation gets its title from the Buzzcocks, whose release from 1978 sits comfortably in the timeframe. Galloping along at 5.5 minutes, the track's driving rhythm would offer a bedrock that was built upon by bands that came soon after, namely Bow Wow Wow, C30 C60 C90 Go, and Adam and the Ants, whose Tabletalk sounds like an ultra-slow-motion echo Y cousin to the Buzzcocks tune. For some listeners, the names here will have zero impact unless you're a hardcore devotee or actually had these 45 spinning on a Garrett turntable in your flat back in 1981. But all of them are prime for rediscovery. Helsinki 5 Below with Jennifer Darling, Swell Map's Black Velvet, a band that had a heavy influence on Sonic Youth and Pavement, Essential Bop with the synth-heavy and snarl of Chronicle, and Occult Chemistry's Water, a group fronted by Martha Tilson who went on to A Certain Ratio. Lena Lovich's Bird Song, included here, is instantly recognizable from her quirky, high-pitch intro yodel. But it was her off-kilter fashion sense and staccato movements, combined with a solid backbeat and inventive use of keyboards, that placed her at the vanguard of what would eventually become the next big thing, New Wave. Moving away from the Pulsebeat, post-punk Britain 1977 to 1981 is available from Cherry Red Records' website. The box set, with songs presented in chronological order, comes with a detailed booklet containing band bios, disc imagery and sleeve notes.